My next guest is a French film star who has caused ladies to pass out at the very sight of him. He's produced a new film which sounds really good with himself and with Jean-Paul Belmondo. It's called Borsalino. We're going to see a little trailer from it, I think, in a moment. But will you welcome, please, Alain Delon. That's fine.
Well, thank you for inviting me here, and it's nice to be with you, and I'm very pleased to be next to you, Miss Lanchester.
Thank you, Lanchester.
Do you have any nerves about doing this kind of thing? Is this a new bag for you, as they say in the trade?
Well, I have nerves, and especially about my English way of speaking. You'll find out later on, probably.
Oh, will I?
Kind of a strange way, yeah.
Oh, don't worry about it. If we get in trouble,
I do worry.
I'll speak of a French accent, and it will clear it all up.
Would you?
Yeah.
How about your French?
I'll try. How's my French?
Yeah.
Marvelous. How could you ask?
Let's hear.
What?
Let's hear it.
You think Americans are stupid? Any American
No,
can
they'll
speak
understand.
French.
Really?
Of course. It's a simple little language that almost everyone can speak.
Well, I'd like the English to be
Nothing
as simple as the French.
You're
It'd be better for me.
I know you, for example, are suave, chic, et escargot.
What are you? You sweet?
Nothing.
Chic, suave, and escargot.
Suave, chic, et escargot.
I don't know what chic means. I know just what chic means.
Chic.
Chic.
Oh, did it sound like chic?
Well, I know it
when
sounds like chicks broad or something like that.
Oh,
no?
chicks? No, that's girls. Chic. It's
That's
French
what I
word.
meant, girls.
No, chic
Well,
is
you
a
meant
very
chic,
famous
chic.
French word.
No,
C-H-I-C.
Yeah, they're like elegant.
Yeah.
So you meant chic, elegant, and made broad. I made broad. I told you you're gonna get stuck with my English.
How do you do in German?
Very badly.
Let's switch to that
Very
for a
badly.
moment. Now, English is very simple. Also, I would say French is an easier language to learn than English.
Well, it's a bit different because in French we much more talk with the hands. You know?
Yes.
See what I mean?
And it doesn't stop there.
Yeah,
from
like
what I hear.
Italians. You know? Of course.
Yeah. The women on my staff have just been passing out at the thought of your coming over here tonight. I don't understand that. I don't know. I've always thought you looked a lot like me.
That's what I heard, Dick.
I don't know what it is.
Would you join me on movie business or so what?
I'm sorry?
Would you join me on movie business?
Would I join you
like
in the movie
co-star
business?
or something?
Why? Are you coming apart?
Yeah. Why not?
That's a little play on words. Will you join?
I just didn't get it.
That's a jeu de mots, as we
jeu de
say
mots.
in Swiss.
Well, let's have another one.
No, I thought maybe this would make you nervous because I didn't know if you'd ever done an interview show like this in English. And
Not sort of a live show like this and with the audience.
Yeah.
But everyone has to start.
That's
one
right.
and another, right?
Does this feel like conversation or does it feel like a performance?
Well, it feels much more like I don't know. I just sorry.
It's a strange combination.
Yeah, it's a strange feeling anyway.
Yeah.
But I'd like to talk to you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a French jeu de mots too.
C'est quoi?
That's a French jeu de mots too.
Oh, is it? Like to talk to you?
You just didn't get it, but it's all right.
I got it. It went right by on the level of my head. Would you like a...
That's another one.
That's another little play on words.
Okay.
You're ahead of me. This guy isn't French. He's obviously a fraud.
I didn't get that one.
I'm one up now, you see. I always keep one ahead of me.
I get you back.
What was I going to ask you about? Oh,
Anything you want.
I know a lot of things. You didn't start out to be an actor. You started out to be a child, of course. But, I mean, you didn't go to acting school or... That was not a joke, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
You didn't intend to be an actor, did you? You started out as something...
Well, I don't even know if I'm an actor since yet. Well, what do you think about it?
I would say you're an actor,
Oh,
yes.
thanks.
Yes, I would say
Thanks.
that whatever you have done in
Thanks.
films, Purple Noon...
Yeah, I was a child at that time.
You were very young then.
Yeah, very young. No, I was not supposed to be an actor. By the way, I didn't know what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And
Is it true that you were discovered at Cannes in a borrowed suit?
In what?
In a rented suit?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I still borrow a suit sometimes, but that's the way I was discovered. That's right.
And what were you then?
I was just coming back from the army. I spent 4.5 years in the army.
Was it the Marines?
The French Marines, yeah.
Were you a good Marine?
Well, not I got a seasick first of all, so I quitted the Marine and I went into the, how do you call that, on Earth, because I couldn't stand on boat. I vomit all the time. Yeah. I should say, as strange as it sounds, I got into the Marine and I was thrown out because I got seasick.
So you went into the...
how do you say, on the Earth.
Into the men's room, probably.
Yeah, men's room first, then...
Sorry.
Oh, God, I'd like to talk. I'd like to talk. You don't mind if I just...
No,
may I?
no.
Please take anything off.
You may be surprised.
I'm not going to get in on this at all.
Why, you won't join us? Okay, go on.
What was I going to ask? Oh, no. you this film you made with Belmondo.
Yeah.
You play gangsters in that. Are they... it's kind of a Bonnie and Clyde, I've heard, in a sense. I mean, it's a Clyde and Clyde, because you two are the two leads in it. But it's sort of...
That's another one, huh?
Somehow I'll get to the end. Why don't we just show part of the movie?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Go on, yeah.
That was what we call a trailer that we saw of the film there, that little preview thing. Why were you and Belmondo in the fight, in that scene?
You mean why?
Yeah.
Well, it happens that's the way we happen to meet together. And of course, it's so we start by meeting each other, by fighting each other. And of course, it's about a girl. You know, mostly in life, it's when you got in fight, it's most of the time about a girl. Well, that's happened to me. I don't know if that happens to you.
Sure.
Sure.
Would you fight over a woman in real life? Couldn't you just reason it out? Couldn't you just...
You mean fight a woman?
No.
For a woman?
Would you fight over a woman? In French, that
what
probably
do you mean
translates
over?
badly.
Over, it's...
Yes, it does.
What's over? Well, I don't know. I just...
Dans la vie.
Dans la vie. Because,
dans la vie.
Yeah.
Si vous voulez frapper quelqu'un, quand il s'agit d'une femme,
no, don't laugh.
It's great. Getting dirtier as I try. But I got my money out of Berlitz.
They won't understand, but you're good.
Let's drop that and move on to something else.
Move on. Over. Yeah.
There's a scene in the film that where with all those old cars, it's very authentic. I mean, it seems like a film of that period. You understand?
Well, it's based on a true story anyway. Those two guys really existed in 1930.
Oh, those are two real gangsters?
Yeah, real gangsters in 1930. And they're very known over there, and they were as famous, as known as Capone or Dillinger, really.
As well known as Capone or Dillinger?
In 1930, in Marseille. Yeah, you've heard of Marseille.
We say Dillinger, it's a hard... We call it
Dillinger. Sorry,
I said Dillinger.
And
I was not making fun of you.
You didn't get a laugh.
That's how we know I wasn't making fun.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I was telling you. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I'm sorrier because I'm here every night.
I'm sorry.
When you were Monsieur Delon, when you were a kid, I heard that you tried to run away to America. Did you get here?
How do you know that? Yeah, I was 14.
Ways.
Yeah, that's true. I was 14 years old, and I just wanted to reach Chicago.
Yeah.
And
Chicago. Why Chicago?
Well, I don't know. Well, you know, first of all, in France, when we're kids, especially, we always dream on geography books, and of course, the biggest dream was America, because America to her sounds just like a new world, and Chicago because it sounds good. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get to Chicago because I was stopped by the police before I get into the boat. I wanted to go there by a boat and work on the boat. I was with a friend of mine. I was just got sort of fed up with my family. I was fighting with my family. And just watching the book of geography with my friend, we just decided to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
That's it, as simple as that.
Chicago just... And you never got there? You never got
No, I never. I got to jail.
Yeah.
But not in Chicago, in France.
In France. Jail's more fun in Chicago, I have.
Yeah, I think so. It's almost...
Is the press rougher on a person there than they are here when there's some... I think there was that problem, the sort of scandal question a couple of years back with you, and I wondered if the press is any rougher on there when something like that happens. Did they ever solve that crime, by the way? You know the one?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing to do with the rough press and not rough press. I think the press is almost the same in all of the world.
Yeah.
But I think the press only came in because I was a known person, known personality, and that's what makes the big scandal of it. Well, that's not I mean, it's not a especially funny story to talk about.
No.
But it's not resolved yet.
It isn't. That's what I wondered if it
No.
was still, because I know you had cooperated very much with the authorities on that.
I didn't quite cooperate because I'm not that friend of authorities.
Yeah.
There's none in my relation, and I don't especially deal with them.
I'm wondering.
And especially when they put me on, the way they did. Okay, it's okay. Just forget about it.
Okay. I just wondered if a thing like that, this changed subject slightly,
Go on.
in Europe, in America, when something happens like that in someone's career, it seems to enhance their career, make them more famous in some sense. I don't know if that's just as true in Europe.
Well, I don't know. It could have, I think, could have killed me. Could have ruined my career. Mm-hmm. And in fact, it just did the opposite, if you want.
So that's about what happens here.
Yeah, and it's probably because I had on TV and was not that kind of show. Unfortunately, it wasn't not that funny. I had sort of a relation with the audience, and I had to explain myself and to talk to them.
Yeah.
And it was in French, so it was much simpler. And probably the way I talked to them, I got them back, in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, on my side.
Yeah.
And fortunately, they were the only one I had on my side. But when you got the audience on your side, you just can't lose.
Yeah.
If you agree.
I do agree. But people are... It is interesting how people's personal lives affect their careers. I mean, let's face it, until Mia Farrow married Frank Sinatra, no one had heard of Frank Sinatra. And that didn't come out right.
Well, it's a bit different because I didn't get married with anybody. It was a kind of different wedding.
Yeah. Different what?
Wedding. Wedding?
A wedding.
Oh, wedding.
Wedding, yeah. You had your head shaved when you were in the Marines. Why did they do that? Do you understand the head shave?
Oh, shave, completely shaved?
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, yeah, because any time in France, in the Marines, anytime you do something wrong and anytime you go to jail, they just shave your head. And I had my head shaved 5 times. Because I spent, during 4.5 years, I spent 11 months in jail. And that's probably why now I got my hair long, Remember that time.
Yeah, to compensate.
Yeah, to compensate.
What do you have to do to get your head shaved in the
Just
French
to go to jail. And you will ask why to go to jail, probably once because I stole the Jeep from the army away, and I just went around with a couple of friends, and the Jeep ended in the river with me, of course, in it.
And they didn't think that was funny.
No, it was not funny, but I just don't understand why. It was a lot of fun for me.
You may not be cut out for the army.
Yeah.
What were the other 4 times?
It's less easy to talk on TV. I mean, stealing a Jeep doesn't affect anybody, just the army, but
yeah,
it's not that important.
I'm hip. Actually, I'm hip.
You're what?
Did you say that I'm hip?
Hip?
In French?
No, we just say hip, 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 hurrah. That's all what we say. What's hip?
What is hip?
Yeah, what is hip?
Hip is what I embody.
That's what you are? So what am I?
So what are you?
Yeah.
Well, if hip is what I am, what would you like to be?
I'd like to be hip.
Oh, you would? Can you report for a lesson tomorrow?
What time?
Guy's taking me up on this. Now, hip is I guess actually a musician's expression. It used to be hip in the old days. I don't know if it was ever hip, actually.
Was it something to do with hippies?
I don't know. I haven't been in this country long enough to really explain all these things.